Super Bowl analysis. We're continuing now. Super Bowl 42, Part 3. We got Dan Marino up there. We got the hoodie for Bill Belichick, but the short sleeves because he was out in Arizona with nice weather. He wasn't wearing the hood on the head, but I got to wear it on the head. The blue tie signifying the giant blue. There is a keychain up there, New England keychain. You can see that right next to Dan Marino. All right, so just a little bit of representation of both teams up there in this great Super Bowl. And surprise, surprise, low-scoring game. The New England, who had scored 500 points and 50, Brady threw for 50 touchdowns and unbelievable offense. This is the first year that, as the year ever, that Brady's throwing deep. He's got Randy Moss and Wes Welker to work with. Even a running game, by the way, Maroney, who I didn't mention much. They got an offense that is a historical offense. Only 7 points. Why? Because the Giants are knocking them around. Steve Spagnuolo had his defense blitzes and all kinds of rushes, and Justin Tuck, and again, a lot of linebackers. Even Javril Wilson. I don't know if you remember that guy. He was no good in the second, but as a pass rusher, he was pretty good. And they were hitting Brady all over the place. And I don't say that so easily because in Super Bowl 48, everyone's, Peyton Manning's getting hit. Watch that S.A.L.T production. I'll show you that he's not getting hit in the significance parts of the game. And Brady, Manning, 17 AFC Championship just a few weeks ago as I'm doing this video. 2015 Championship game. Oh, Brady's getting smacked around. I show you, if you watch, I showed every Brady throw. That's a 4 or 5 part production. He wasn't getting smacked around as much as the perception was. But here in this Super Bowl 42, Brady in the first half is getting smacked around. In the first drive, even when they scored the touchdown, he got hit a few times. Now, second drive was a screen and 2 runs. Third drive, remember, New England only had the ball 4 times in the half because of the long drives. I'll explain that in a second. Third drive, he got sacked twice. He's dropping back to pass, sacked once, dropping back to pass again, trying to throw it down the field, sacked twice. There are short throws where he didn't have pressure, but almost all of the long throws, anytime he needs a play that demands time, Brady is not getting the time he needs. And on that fourth drive, that's the one that I had a rush at the end of my part 2, and that's why I'm picking up with this. And on that fourth drive, he was hit right away with 1:50 left. He gets hit right away on the first throw. Then they get luckily they complete a 3rd and 12 bubble screen and are able to get the first down, even on a 3rd and 12 on a bubble screen. Then Brady tries another long throw and gets hit again. So and at this point, there's like 40-something seconds. At that point, they actually flashed up a statistic: second lowest total yards for the first half in Super Bowl history. That's how bad New England was doing with that, even with that historical offense. 3rd and 5, they complete a short one, but Brady got pressured. But they do complete and get a first down. And now they did, for one of the few times, complete a longer one where Brady stepped up in the pocket to Moss. And now, at that point, there's 22 seconds left. They're still only at the Giant 40, so they're still out of field goal range. What would you do at that point? I'll tell you what I would do. I wouldn't be trying to throw a long one for a touchdown. And again, you say, what do you mean that's what they were doing all year? That's their bread and butter that year. That they've hit Moss long. Be aggressive. I'm all for being aggressive. But sorry, after the amount of times he got hit, even a few times on that drive, just because the one before that he didn't get hit, you're going to try to throw for the end zone here? And let's show what happened. Now, I don't have... this shows all the QB sacks on the very first play of the game. He got hit. That was the sack in the third drive. That was the sack right after that in the third drive. That was Javril Nelson. Even he's creating pressure. That's in this drive now in the fourth. And right there, you saw that? And that's what happened. Let me show that. Wait, I'm backing up. Hold on. And here we go, right here. Right here, you can see he's throwing for the end zone. And from behind, Tuck gets him and causes a fumble. So... I generally will give the defense the benefit of the doubt. I'll say good defense beats good offense. I got a defense wins championship series that's out there, so you can check that S.A.L.T production. Good defense beats good offense. But here, that's where I'd blame Brady on the offense. Throw it shorter, get you 10 yards, get a field goal, go up 10-3. That's a mistake. That's a Josh McDaniel bad call. Whoever made the call trying to throw for the end zone, that cost them 3 points. I would say that's New England blowing an opportunity of 3 points there. They only had the ball 4 times. And I said I would come back and explain that. The Giants started off the game with a 10-minute drive. And then New England responds with a drive that runs into the second quarter because they scored a touchdown. There was only one drive each, one possession each in the first quarter, and they each had it 3 times in the second. New England did go 3 and out twice. And on that, and we just saw the sack fumble that ended the New England last drive. Now, how about the Giants on offense? Giants on offense, they've only put together, you would think they'd have more than 3 points. I said that the Belichick's defenses may give up some yards, but come time in the red zone, Giants were were in the red zone and got a field goal, and they were in the red zone and had a pick. They got an unlucky pick. It bounced off of Steve Smith's hands into the hands of Ellis Hobbs for an interception. So they only came away this half with 3 points, so they did get a nice amount of yards. By the way, New England's defense was rated 4th that year, statistically. Again, I don't like to quote stats, but I don't want you to think that New England had a bad defense. New England had a solid defense, like any time Belichick coaches, and they have talent there. They got I remember I mentioned Adalius Thomas, in addition to the old Ted Bruschi, an old Junior Seau, in his prime, Vince Wilfork, plug in the middle, Asante Samuel in the secondary. So it's a very good defense. Vrabel is there. Vrabel always makes plays. No more McGinnis, no more Seymour, or at least, right? And but Belichick's a solid defense, 7-3, low scoring. Let's pick up second half action. New England gets the kickoff. They come down the field with short passing games. A bunch of short passes. Again, I'm sure McDaniels and Brady noticed he was getting hit that much, so they went to the short passing game. They get down the field, and they actually don't convert a 3rd and 5, but they get a break that Chase Blackburn was on the field as a 12th man trying to run off the field, but he was just barely out during the punt, which gave New England a second chance. Oh, you can't give New England a second chance with that offense that they had that year. Sure enough, the Giants are going to stop them again because after a 3rd and 13 conversion, as they threw the ball to Kevin Falk and he somehow did a zigzag and got a first down, we now show the 3rd and 7 in Giant territory. But before they show the 3rd and 7, look at the stats. 16 to 23 for Brady, 131. So you see he's completing the short balls, only 131 yards, but he's got 16 completions. But the running game wasn't there. Maroney, 11 rushes, 16 yards. And Aikman said that's got to be one of the reasons that the Giants were able to just focus on go after Brady. Don't worry about because the running game was not getting it done. The only guy with catches in the game is, again, Welker short, 5-3. Randy Moss, not doing much at this point. All right, let's pick it up 3rd and 7.
131 yards for Brady.
3rd and 7. Here it is. Can you see this? On this low-tech production. Back to pass. Again, we're in field goal range. We're at the 25, 26 that was. I didn't see where that ball was snapped from, but it's in field goal range. Does Brady? Brady's experienced enough to realize that Strahan has beaten his man here. Let's see what happens. Starting to run. He's going to outrun Michael Strahan? Come on, Tom. No. You cannot let yourself get sacked out of field goal range. No. Now, you say, wait a minute, it's not out of field goal range. We're at the 32. 49-yard field goal. Gostkowski, a young Gostkowski. Now, for some reason, New England chooses to go for it here. 4th and 13, they go for it. I'm not even going to show the play. It was he tried something deep. They went down to the field to Chris Myers on the field who says, we talked to the Brady, and they said they felt that there was nothing wrong with Gostkowski, not physically hurt. They thought they had a play that would work, and they've often during the year gone for it in that type of situation. Yeah, 4th and 13. All right, I don't know. Certainly you don't punt, because you're at the 32 anyway. If you punt and it goes in the end zone, you got a net of 12-yard gain. Even if you kick it 20 yards and they down, they call a fair catch at the 10, you only gain 20 yards. You might as well go for it. But why didn't they kick the field goal? They didn't trust Gostkowski for some reason. So again, that's called, in my mind, New England giving up 3 points. Good Giant defense here in this game. But Brady left 3 points on the board before the first half. Brady left 3 points on the board right here in the first drive of the second half. Let's pause it. Giants get the ball. There's only now 5 minutes later. That was an 8-minute drive. Only most of the quarter was taken up on that drive that New England had on their second half drive. The Giants get a first downs, as has been typical in this game, and again in New England territory, and again stall. They did try a deep one to Burris, just knocked away. Good defense by Asante Samuel. They had a punt, and New England has to start all the way back now at their 10, and right away they have a motion penalty, which brings them back to the 5. So I'm going to call that a factor in the game, very small factor, but starting back on their 5, they do get a couple of first downs. Brady and Brady gets hit a few times. Again, Brady gets hit a few more times, but Brady does complete the short ones, including a couple of crosses to Welker. Welker set a record in this game for receptions by a receiver. He did have, I'm thinking 11, or is it 12? Whatever. Did he tie the record or break the record? I'm going, how could I remember all this? And then Maroney will run for 9, and Maroney will run for 1 first down. Welker cross again, 19 yards. Deep to Moss, hit as he throw, I have written down. Again, hit as he throw. He's trying it again. 3rd and 15. Why is it 3rd and 15? I don't have here why it was 3rd and 15, but bubble screen this time didn't get the 15 yards, only got 7, and they got a punt. So they got a bunch of yards, but because they started back on their 5, that only brought them out to near midfield somewhere. They punt, and now the Giants have their second drive, and we're going to start fourth quarter action. Still 7-3. Second lowest scoring game through 3 quarters in Super Bowl history. The only other lower one was Super Bowl 9, where it was, let's see, it's one of my favorites too. Pittsburgh winning, oh my gosh, 9, and that was 2-0. It was 2-0 at that point. I don't remember what it was. I think it was 2-0 at that point. All right, who remembers? Who the heck remembers? And we'll pick it up now where the game changes now as the Giants get the ball, fourth quarter. And the arrival of the Eli Manning jersey as Eli Manning becomes a star in the fourth quarter of Super Bowl 42. And as you can see, it was the second fewest. There was 9 points in that quarter because Franco Harris did score that touchdown to make it 9-0 from 2-0 before the fourth quarter started in that Super Bowl 9. Here we go from the 20. Now, for some reason, the camera, the video goes bad here. There's no sound, and you lose a little bit of the yards. But 45 yards to Boss. Let's watch the replay. The replay comes in better. Let's get the replay. There we go.
You see the route that he runs, a well-run route.
Nice inside. Rodney Harrison could not grab him and hold him to a 15-yard gain. That's big because now he gets another 25 yards because Rodney Harrison couldn't hold on. Keep that in mind. Rodney Harrison not being able to hold on. I'm sorry about the shaking here. And Giants are on the move. Let's pause. Okay, get a sense of the game there from the stats. 11 for 21 for Eli Manning. 148, had an interception. Running game, 39 yards for him. I know Bradshaw also had a couple of yards there. Monty Tuma had that one big one. So not a great offensive game. I only have 3 points to this point. 3rd and 4, fourth quarter action. And
It'll be interesting here if they are able to get any kind of yards but come up short, whether Tom Coughlin would take the field goal or whether or not he would maybe go for it.
Interesting point by Aikman. Back to pass.
3rd and 4, Manning.
Scott Steve Smith complete over the middle. And a few plays later, 2nd and 3. So I have to go a little bit broken camera, throw over the middle, touchdown. Some guy who caught his first touchdown ever. It's some guy named David Tyree catches his first touchdown of the season because he had not caught one all season. He only had a few catches the whole season. And it's now running to the 15-minute mark. It's a 10-7 lead for the Giants. We'll pick it up, part 4, next.